Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Film Buds podcast. This is episode number 61, and my name is Henry.
Chloe.
And it is just
That's
us
it.
today. Yeah, for us today, which is all right. But
Yeah, sorry, Henry.
yeah, well, I don't mind. But yeah, so thank you for joining us.
If you want to come on, you can.
Yeah, feel free. I mean, anyone is invited or welcome. But today we're going to be talking about the Papillon remake, and then we're going to be doing a retro review of The Great Escape, which was a little time because Steve McQueen starred in the original Papillon, and so little escape adventure movie.
Lots of tie-ins.
Yeah.
They were both made by directors who'd only really done documentaries before.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, true, yeah. And then we have, a little news, some listener question, all the usual stuff. So thank you for joining us. Well, Chloe, how are you doing?
Good. I did that usual thing of trying to think of the things I've done since we last spoke on record, and I can't think of a thing. So,
well, luckily, this is actually
you have stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. So this is one of the few times I actually have interesting things.
Oh, I have a present for you in my car. I'm so mad I forgot it.
What present?
Well, I'm not going to... I mean, it's in the car. I don't know what to tell you. I'll give it to you next week. You have a whole week to wait.
Okay. Well, I'll talk about a few odd encounters I had this week. One at my work, and then one... just
in this house.
In the neighborhood.
It was me.
No. In the neighborhood. I'll do the short one first. So, luckily, I'm fortunate enough to have this neighborhood be a pretty quiet, safe place.
Very pretty.
Yeah. And it's rare anything odd happens or I encounter anything that strange.
I doubt that in this neighborhood. You have a graveyard in the smack middle of it.
I mean, let's say things that really make the news. I mean, there's...
Oh, what? All right, I'll let you talk.
Oh no, this didn't make the news, but anyways, I was walking my dog a few nights ago, and it was probably about 9:00, and so it was pretty dark at that point, and we were coming around this bend, this 4-way intersection about a block from our house, and it was at the intersection. There's not a street lamp, and so it was like pitch black, and I was kind of starting to turn. And I saw this person coming up the road that I was going to go down, like
in a car or on their feet.
On foot.
Okay.
On foot. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to try not to cross paths with them, just kind of avoid them. But then they started to...
You're so weird.
No, well, I mean, not like... I don't want to like run right into them.
You
especially
went
since
into a bush.
Yeah, especially since it's dark. I don't want to freak them out.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I mean...
Keep going.
Anyways. See, night. Anyway, and so I started to try and like avoid hitting him. But then he started to like awkwardly like
You want to be friends?
He started to like awkwardly meet my path. And I started to move back and forth, and he kept on like meeting it. Weird, kind of
that is weird.
Yeah, and so I was like, "Oh God, what's happening here?" And I got closer. I was like, "Oh, excuse me," just kind of like normal,
right?
And it was like
it
was a guy like maybe 55, 60, t-shirt, khaki pants, baseball cap, completely drunk.
It was Ben Affleck
out of his mind, stumbling across the road like a zombie.
I feel really bad now because I just, in my mind, I was just like, it's Ben Affleck for no apparent reason. And then you said the drunk thing, but he just went to rehab. But like my thing came out, so I didn't mean to like be mean to him.
It's out there.
I know, but I didn't mean to make a joke about him going to rehab.
Yeah.
It just happened.
Well, anyways, and he didn't make a single sound. He was just stumbling like literally all across the road, drunk out of his mind.
Wow.
And then just kept on going down the road, walking. I don't know where he was going, if he was going home or what, but it was so weird because I couldn't see his face at all.
Did you call the popo?
No.
I call the popo for like everything. Like I'm extra about it. Like they probably hate me. Like if there's like a deer in the road, I call the popo, which I think is relatively acceptable. But like all kinds of stuff. Just because you never know, someone needs help.
Right. I mean, at first it was kind of startling because I was like, okay, I don't see who this is. And he's just starting to kind of meet my path, but he just kept on wandering down the road. I hope he didn't get hit by a car or something because he was going literally all across the road.
That's why you call the popo.
Well, it was quiet, so I'm sure he's fine. So that was just odd.
That is very odd.
And first time I'd ever kind of encountered that in this neighborhood, at least at that time and place. And then the other one's a little more hair-raising. So at our coffee shop, which is really busy, very diverse crowd, lots of different types of people.
Yep.
And on Sunday, usually we have 3 people in the mornings, but this time we only had 2 just because we're short-staffed. And so we had a really long morning for like 4 hours of just like a constant line. And so my coworker and I were really exhausted. And we're like, all right, let's just ride out the last couple of hours of our shift in peace, hopefully. And then it did start to get a little bit busier, which wasn't too bad. But then all of a sudden we saw this guy, or I saw him coming in.
Was it trench coat?
No, this is a new guy. Because I know you were gone for that episode that I was talking about that. But this is a new guy.
I listened to the podcast, though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And I see this guy, you can't miss him, let's just say. He was like 6'4", 6'5".
Super handsome.
No, unfortunately.
Was it Army Hammer?
No. I mean, I wish, but that would have been cool.
I can't think of anyone else who's 6'4" at the moment.
He was 6'4", 6'5", like really like kind of burly, but also kind of pudgy. He had a really scraggly beard, right. Clothes that, let's just say, aren't that flattering.
He was like the
they were kind of dirtied and
the woodcutter
wrinkled.
from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Sure.
Okay.
And so he came in and he got in line, which we had about 4 people in line at the time. But then he got out of line kind of randomly.
Yeah.
And then just started talking to people really loudly at various tables. like kind of like just people that were like clearly involved in their work.
Right.
Or
that's never fun.
Whatever. I was like, okay, so that happens occasionally here, but that's not the weirdest thing in the world. Right. Then he kind of came back over to where the line is, but where people usually pick up their drinks, and he just shouted at us what he wanted. He's like, I'll have a small iced coffee, please. It's like, oh, all right,
Yeah.
And so again, we've seen that stuff before, but we're like, all right, just
partially deaf.
I don't think so, but
My
anyways,
grandma was partially deaf, and she yelled at everybody, but also she was mad a lot.
I think this guy was just a little off, but anyways,
okay.
Continuing, and so we're like, all right, let's just get this guy's drink. He paid, and then he walked out. I was like, whew, made it. Nothing weird. Then he started pacing around slowly outside where there's like various tables, and it was very busy at the time, so everybody was there.
Filled up.
Yeah. And then he just started talking to people outside. Like there are these 2 teenage girls that he just started talking to. And this guy's probably like maybe 40, let's say. 35, 40. And then he started talking to other people. And there's this father who I've seen in here a few times with his son sitting there.
With his 2 sons?
No.
They're super cute?
No.
You know the family I'm talking about, though?
No.
You don't?
We have 30 of those.
No, there's the... Ugh.
Anyways.
There's one that's there like all the time. And every time we're at the Hillsborough Weaver Street, they're at the Hillsborough. Every time we're at the Carver Weaver Street, they're there. Every time we're at Cup of Joe, that one, they're there. Every time we go to another Cup of Joe, they're there. I'm like, oh my God.
And anyways, it wasn't him. And then all of a sudden, and the father was just sitting there calmly talking to this guy. And then the strange man, let's call him, came back in. And he was like shouted to us, "Hey, this guy's having a psychotic episode out here."
Oh,
like,
no.
And at the time it was a full store. This is when people were really starting to take notice.
Right.
I was like, okay. And me being the manager on duty, I was like, okay, I'll go out there and see what's happening.
Yeah.
And so went out there and closed on her phone.
Sorry. I'm paying attention. Oh my God. All right. Fine.
And and so I went out there. The guy was just sitting there calmly, and then the strange man got in his like mom minivan, like it was like a nice like kind of like Toyota minivan that most moms would drive. And
well, that's all right.
I don't care. But anyways,
Jesus,
would you put the?
All right. It's important.
Okay, well I'm almost done. Kind of. Give me another 30 minutes, but. And
that usually doesn't happen so much, to be fair.
I don't know what the issue is. Anyways, so he got in his car suddenly, just got in, and he drove over to the parking lot across the street that was pretty empty, and started pacing around and staring at us.
Yeah.
And at this point, this father had called the police.
Oh, really?
Because he had been like,
see, that guy knows what's up.
I mean, but he had been like really belligerent to this guy, and the guy had just told him, "Hey, please, leave us alone. We're just having a nice time here." And so he started pacing around and just staring at us blankly, which is a little worrying. Anyways, the police came, and I had to go talk to them all the while having to run back in and help my coworker because it was just him, and we had a line of like 5 or 6 people.
Was it that new guy?
No, it was Steve. I was really happy I was working with Steve because if it had been someone else, it would have been a complete disaster. But
he keeps his cool very well.
Yeah, and so we went over there, or the police went over there, and they came back after a while and said that although he didn't believe in them, he had been asking the police if they believed in aliens, vampires, the hits, let's call it. And then they came back and said, hey, if you want to tell him he's trespassing, next time he comes in, just let us know and, we'll figure all that out. But it was a really weird situation, also really stressful because we had like this full store, and all of a sudden this guy just started kind of badgering everybody. And it was a really kind of hair-raising situation because he was being really loud. He's like a really kind of imposing figure, and it was just an odd ending to the day. But I haven't heard that he's been back. Hopefully he won't. Apparently he had been there before because he complimented the iced coffee while he was in there the first time. But I know it was very strange. I really hope he doesn't come back.
Well, imagine how he feels. He has to deal with his issues all the time.
I know, but still.
I'm just saying.
I hope he's, feeling better. I hope he's feeling better either way. But also it gave me a chance to show off my calm, composed managerial skills. I just handled it. Didn't get angry, didn't get, stressed out on the outside. Just handled it just smoothly. It was great.
Well,
it was wonderful.
Okay.
So yeah.
Interesting phrase. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, so that definitely a couple weird.
That's a very upsetting story, Henry.
Yeah, it was a couple of weird things. Especially, I was hoping he would just go, but when he just started like staring at us from across the street, it was a little weird because he would get back in his car randomly, then get back out.
Well, Henry, he obviously has some kind of mental illness.
I'm aware, but that doesn't mean it's not. Unsettling to see this happening to you with the police there.
Right.
Like I have like 5 people asking me questions. What's going on? I hope gets help or is feeling better, whatever. But that doesn't mean it's not unsettling at the time.
True.
So there you go.
Wow. I went to the scrap exchange.
Oh.
It's a cool place.
Yeah.
I had been there since I was like 7, but
cool.
Guess who brought me with them to go?
Who?
Mary and Meg. Who else? Meg is obsessed with the scrap exchange. Does everyone know what the scrap exchange is? Is that like a common thing? You don't know what it is?
I don't think so.
Oh my God. It's like a huge warehouse just filled with like junk. But like usable junk. And like lots of like craft stuff and like, but like definitely junk. But like, like I said.
Cool junk.
Like Meg got like probably 2.5 pounds of wax for $1.50. That's very useful. But it did have a nail like melted inside it. So like that's the scrap exchange in a nutshell, but like totally worth it.
Okay.
That's where I got your present.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting. Mm-hmm. If I ever need wax, I know where to look.
If you need anything, you can go there. They have, oh my gosh, it's very. Meg got an employee of the month. Like the cars. What am I saying? Parking space.
Oh yeah.
The little metal sign. She got an employee of the month one.
Nice. That
she plans to nail to a tree.
Yeah, tack on. Cool.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. So that was the most exciting thing I did.
Okay. Well, yeah, not much else. You guys want to get to Papillon?
Yeah.
Which I first thought was Papillon when I first heard about it.
Okay. So Loki, you know when you space out, you do have like random thoughts. Does that happen to you? Or are you just like totally zen and you can just like
I know what you mean.
Blank? Yeah, okay. So mine was like a flash forward of you saying Papillon and me being like, Henry, it's Papillon. And then you being like, ugh.
Yeah, I couldn't live with that.
Yeah.
So I made sure.
That's good. Well, they did say it in the movie a lot, so.
Oh, true. Yeah. That was a little giveaway. Okay, well, I guess we can...
just keep going.
I guess we can just move on to our review of the Papillon remake, and we have a clip, so take a listen.
I'm here for the win.
All right, I'm coming. It's him. You're under arrest for the murder of Roland LeGrand.
What are you talking about?
Well, he was murdered last night. A witness identified you. The pimp, Roland LeGrand. You know him, right?
You got the wrong guy, pal. I was with her all night.
Come on, let's go.
All right, let me get dressed.
No. We got some stripes at the station for you, pretty boy.
This is... I didn't kill anyone.
Do that. He was with me.
Annette, relax. They got nothing. Nobody believes a whore. Annette!
Get back in
Honestly,
your room.
I'll be back in no time.
Poppy! Poppy!
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Poppy!
Okay, so Papillon is directed by Michael Neuer, I guess, and written by Aaron Guzikowski. Wait, I don't usually do the writer, do I?
You should. It's important.
It's actually, this is written by the guy who wrote Prisoners.
Exactly.
Denis
I know
Villeneuve,
it.
Yeah. And it stars Charlie Hunnam, Rami Malek, Tommy Flanagan, Eve Hewson, Roland Muller,
Socha. I love him.
The guy from Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, York Van Wagen.
Oh, yeah. I knew he looked familiar.
Yeah.
But to me,
Yeah, he was Bierman.
I knew he wasn't him, but I was like, he looks a lot like the guy from Game of Thrones, one of the 1,000 people in Game.
Oh, yeah.
The illiterate one who's super sweet.
Right. And the plot synopsis is wrongfully convicted for murder. Henry Charriere forms an unlikely relationship with fellow inmate and quirky convicted counterfeiter Louis Degas. Degas, right?
Like the painter.
in an attempt to escape from the notorious penal colony on Devil's Island. So, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. Well, some of the criticism for the movie I've seen is it stays too close to the original, which I realized, which I knew going in, but then I realized I don't think I've seen the original.
What?
Because nothing felt familiar aside from it just being a prison escape movie. So
oh my god!
I think I may have I've seen bits of it, but I don't think I've seen the original actually.
Well,
so that didn't affect me.
Very similar. Some of the dialogue is the same.
That that doesn't surprise me.
Obviously, but yeah.
Yeah.
And it does go. It is, yeah. It's quite similar. However, I thought it was great. The original's not the best. I don't think. I don't love Steve. I know. Hold on to your socks. I don't love Steve McQueen. I'm like the only person in the. Actually, my mom doesn't either. But
I don't love him. I mean, I like him.
Most people love Steve McQueen.
He's cool.
I'm not a huge fan, and but basically the acting in the first one was not. If you ask, in my opinion, it was not good at all, and that's coming from, me.
Yeah.
And I really like Dustin Hoffman, except yikes now, but
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, also Steve McQueen isn't. I don't know if he was ever considered to be an amazing actor.
No, he was like a famous.
He's like the early Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Tom Cruise is a good actor, though.
Usually.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Yes. Oh, we should say there's someone mowing the lawn outside, which I didn't realize was happening. And so if you do get some lawnmower sounds,
just pretend it's Eli Roth coming for us.
Chainsaw Chuck.
Yeah, Chainsaw Chuck.
So really sorry about that, but just kind of bad timing.
That's why we should try to what's that word when you try to make things money? We should do that.
What?
We've never tried to
monetize this?
There we are. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, so wherever we were, I guess we were talking about being close to the original.
The OG.
Yeah. Well, what did you think, Chloe?
Of the new one?
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I loved it.
Really?
Super duper loved it. Yes. And I didn't get bored. It was like the thing I didn't like about it was a good thing. Like, it was very stressful to watch. Like,
it is.
I don't bite my nails. I bit all my nails. Oh my God.
It's a very gritty, intense movie, so it's not an easy watch by any means.
My God, but it's so good.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you like it?
I thought it was pretty good. I didn't love it, but I did enjoy it a good bit. It's definitely my type of movie. It's like a kind of classical kind of period movie very character driven, and so
lot to kind of throw back to the style of the 60s kind of movies anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I think Charlie Hunnam has definitely grown on me over the last couple of years.
He was great.
Yeah, I thought he was quite good. I think Rami, is it Rami? Rami?
And he has a identical twin named Sami. True.
Okay. Anyways, I thought he was pretty good. I think at times he was a little, gave the character a few too many, quirks and,
You should see Dustin Hoffman's portrayal.
Yeah, that.
Goodness.
Not surprised, but so I think at times he felt a little bit over the top and maybe a little bit like a caricature. But for the most part, I thought he was pretty good. Definitely like Charlie Hunnam in it a lot, and I mean it flowed really well. I was never really bored, but I mean there were times occasionally because there are multiple escapes in multiple locations, so I wasn't really sure.
But it's all true.
Yeah, it's a crazy true story. It's based off a memoir.
I'm so eager to read the book now, and I'm ashamed that I haven't, which signifies that it was a good movie. I've seen it, and I really want to read the book now.
Yeah, because I mean it was 1930s, and it was a Frenchman who was put on this prison island in French Guiana, and
so, do you want to know what the real deal is with that?
Okay.
So they were beginning to colonize French Guiana, right? Mm-hmm. So they basically, I learned this from a Charlie Hunnam interview. It was very good. So basically, they were arresting people and then making their sentences go up and up and up because it was basically free labor. And then after they were on the island, they had to do the same amount of time. If you're obviously not in Charlie Hunnam's case, but in maybe Rami Malek's case, apparently not, but maybe whatever, right? If you had an 8-month sentence, they would up it to 4 years, and then you would have to spend another 4 years on the island working, in a house, a shack, because they were trying to colonize.
Yeah.
Cray.
Yeah, and so I mean he was definitely
kind of like Australia, I guess.
Yeah, and. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy because actually I thought going in that it was just based off a novel. I didn't realize it was true. I mean, it still would have been a good movie even if it wasn't true. But that it is actually true is crazy to believe. But he was able to escape multiple times from various places, and then finally make it back.
Spoiler alert! I guess he wrote the book though, didn't he?
It's been
all right.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
And make it back home. And so it's quite something.
That was not my fault.
and like you said, it's pretty gritty. I think there are definitely some scenes of violence that are pretty hard to watch and kind of shocking when they happen.
But they're so well done.
Yeah, they are.
Oh my word! So I saw it with my mother because no one else wanted to see it. Also, I love my mother, so
Kaylee wasn't interested.
I don't think I asked her because I knew she wouldn't want to see it.
She probably wouldn't.
But my mom was like, she thought it was so impressive that they made something so horrific, so beautiful to watch while still being horrific.
Yeah.
So that was kind of,
Yeah, and I think kind of what really kind of saves it is it's Charlie Hunnam and Rami Malek are great together, and that relationship is really
so good.
Because it could have easily been a bore if that had not been.
Yeah, I mean,
fleshed out.
At the heart of it, it's a love story.
Sure.
And so it is important that they had that chemistry. And they said that, and they ate dinner together every night, and they even watched the original movie together, whatever. They just, yeah, I agree. That chemistry is vital in a movie like this. Yeah. And it's nice because it is unlikely in real life, too, that, it's an unlikely friendship in this story.
Yeah.
But, which obviously at one point did actually happen. So I guess it's not that outlandish, but their friendship would catch me off guard.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think, and I liked a lot of the different locations as well. I think visually it was pretty interesting to look at, like the Devil's Island and just all the various prisons he was put into.
Yeah.
You know.
And they did look very similar to the original movie, but that's because they were based off of photographs of the actual place.
Yeah, what can you do?
Yeah.
And so, God, stupid lawnmower.
Henry's really upset
Sorry,
about the lawnmower.
guys. Sorry.
Yeah, it was so good.
And it's just kind of a refreshing movie. It's not a movie that really gets made that often these days either.
Definitely not. I agree with you for sure there.
Yeah.
Because it's not bombastic, and that's kind of what I love about it.
Yeah.
It's a true story, and it's, a man's true, like, incredible journey. It's very much about, like, hope and resilience and all these kind of important...
Yeah.
And that's really down to Charlie Hunnam's performance, I
Yeah.
think.
And I think... One thing I was worried about when it started was, so there's sections where he was put in solitary confinement. Like, I think the first time was, 2 years? Mm-hmm. The next one was 5, which is crazy to think about. And lots of times when there will be that...
He slept in there every night,
really?
Charlie Hunnam, and he didn't eat for 8 days.
Well, I know he lost quite a bit of weight.
40 pounds.
Yeah. And I think lots of times movies like this where it'll be constantly moving to various places, but then it stops at one location for a long period of time, can kind of kill the pacing. But I think for the most part, a lot of it probably due to his performance. The solitary confinement stuff is still really interesting.
Definitely.
And so that didn't really falter the movie at all.
No. Yeah, I can't, it's been, remember, we had, a dry spell where I hated every movie. And now I'm, loving every movie. Oh, my goodness. I think this is, third week in a row.
You didn't love Crazy Rich Asians.
Dang it. Yeah. All right. That's true, but... I guess that's
you didn't
true.
hate it.
I've loved, I think, 3 movies so far this year.
You're getting there.
But this is one of them, for sure.
Yeah.
Gosh, was it good, you know? Because it really did have that kind of classic feel somehow.
It does,
obviously, they're at least I think he's a masterful filmmaker, in those little rooms. And there are a lot of improvements, I think, from the first one, but that, again, it's just my eyes. But, in the first one in the solitary confinement room, because Steve McQueen paces back and forth too, right? But the camera pans all the way across, so it obviously is going to make, and in this one the camera just stays still, so it's going to make the room look smaller for the wide shot,
right?
As opposed to making the room look bigger. It's just little things.
Yeah, I mean, it was very well directed. I don't think I've seen any of this guy's movies.
He's basically only done documentaries, and he's very French. I did see the other one he made, and I can't think of the name of it. And which is kind of upsetting because that's kind of low-key my duty on here. But
it's okay.
I can't look it up because my phone is setting off all kind of random crap with the microphone. But you guys can look it up.
Yeah.
It's great. It's good. But
I think that the Devil's Island section near the end was kind of one of the craziest things to think about, especially seeing that it was a real place.
Way better than the original version, by the way.
Oh yeah, but it's just this. It's another island that's just filled with kind of people who would be normally put in some type of mental institution who have completely kind of lost it, and it's just kind of the throwaway place for people that have finally kind of pushed.
They're treated like animals.
Yeah, and so, but also one thing I was kind of
except people are nice to animals, so
usually. But one thing I was kind of confused about is they're able to just wander around.
Yeah.
And so it's just where are the guards?
I don't think they waste time on guards there. I think that's the point. Is they're
they just let them kind of do their thing.
Because what are they going to do? They're going to jump off the cliff and die. Or they're going to kill each other.
True.
And they have this small amount of food.
That's
they
true.
don't give a crap.
Yeah.
They can't use these to that. I mean, these people are mentally unsound, basically, or just completely belligerent, they probably considered Papillon, but they go on the island and they can live their life or whatever with no food, but they can't work, so that's why they bring them to the island.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "Why don't they just kill them?" And I was like, it seems like something they would do there instead of she didn't mean it they should die, obviously, but she means as far as in these people's mindsets. Well, I don't know why they didn't just kill him. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Oh, and also I did so the movie kind of gets going pretty quickly, which is good.
I don't like the beginning though. My least favorite part, probably.
Really, I liked it. I kind of liked the look of 1930s Paris in the snow, and I mean, there's not a whole lot there, but I liked what didn't you like about it?
I don't know. It just came off a little
too stylized.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess they're kind of in a way kind of compensating just because. The rest of the movie is so, bleak and kind of washed out. Mm-hmm. But I can see that.
Yeah, but I liked her. I liked that liked all
girlfriend.
That. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah. I mean, I liked the whole thing, but the beginning was definitely my least favorite part.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it kind of felt like Boardwalk Empire, like a really stylized depiction of that era. But
which I'm never really, it's not my jam.
Right.
Yeah.
And, oh, shoot, there's one other thing I was going to say. Oh, what did you think of those little dream sequences or hallucinations that he had in solitary confinement?
Here for them.
You did? Okay.
Yes, I liked them. They had them in the original movie too, but
really?
they were way different. He was like in a desert, and he was on trial in a desert, and they were like, "Papillon, have you wasted your life?" And he's like, "Guilty, guilty, guilty," and he keeps saying guilty and walks away.
Oh boy.
I loved the save thing. I really liked it.
Oh yeah,
And especially my mom was like, "Is that a hallucination?" Like you couldn't always tell.
Yeah, well, I mean, because
there's the point.
There's that line where he says, "Do you think someone realizes when he's going crazy, or it's like ignorant bliss or whatever?"
Yeah.
You know, so because at first, especially since I didn't know how it ended, I felt like when they get out on the water, I felt like that's where it was going to cut back and be like, "Oh no, he was just hallucinating all that."
That sucks.
Which would have been terrible,
man,
really disappointing. But luckily, it didn't do that.
Yeah,
because I was really worried with that line having been so kind of at the front and center of that scene that I was really worried they were going to cut back and be like, "Oh, yep, that was just him dreaming."
Yeah,
so
I was thinking that was some like Hamlet
throwback.
Oh, or like, well, this might be too deep or whatever. Not. You know what I mean? I might be thinking a little too much about this or whatever. But like in Hamlet, he's like, "You don't know when you're going crazy." And then Hamlet's like, "True." But Hamlet's like, "Because I'm the only one who's not crazy. It's all of you." So I think that was like a parallel I inferred.
Mm-hmm. Sounds familiar these days.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
True. Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, it was just, it was constantly kind of just introducing new characters, new places for the most part, and new
all the
ideas
characters were like real though. They weren't like throwaway, which is very easy to do in a movie like this. You know what I mean? Like Michael Socha's character was really. His name is Sokka, but I call him Socha. Like
it's okay.
Sorry, but I'll try to call him Sokka. But Michael Sokka's character was in a couple scenes, right?
Right.
Spoiler alert. He was not the main character, but he was very well developed and you know, you felt foreign about him the whole time and all that kind of thing.
And I'm definitely enjoy escape movies like this.
See, I don't usually.
Really? Yeah, see, I like siege movies, and then I also really like escape movies.
You like siege movies?
Yeah. Like, you know, I don't know, like the battle at the end of the Two Towers, like the Helm's Deep battle, like stuff like that where it's like a defense.
I always think it's so boring.
Oh, I love that. That's stuff I love.
Loady schmody.
And yeah, so but I also really like escape movies, and so this was definitely a good fit.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, it was like a hidden in the. I can't remember that expression from Aladdin right now. Anyway, just leave it.
Okay.
But I had not heard a thing about this movie until you were like, "Do you want to do this week?"
Yeah,
and I was like, "What the heck?"
I saw a trailer for it a few months ago, and then I mean, unsurprisingly, it's not a huge hit. I mean, it's not a movie that the original isn't that well known, and then this.
Yes, is it? Yes, it is.
I never hear anyone talking about it. I mean, maybe like cinephiles, but like, yeah. But I mean, I've been bringing it up to people, and like no one's heard of it, so which is great for our podcast. No one's gonna have seen it, but oh well.
The one person who has is gonna type it on in, and then they'll find us. So hello,
stay forever. Sorry about the lawnmower.
I'm gonna guess your name is. Yeah.
Sound it out.
I can't pick a name.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a good, and I think the ending is very satisfying.
So powerful
on the cliff.
Yeah.
I think that's a very good scene.
Oh my gosh.
Really a great payoff. So.
Mm-hmm. It really is. It's just a great movie, and I never got bored, which is unusual for me in this kind of movie. I was very in it.
Yeah.
And again, just Charlie Hunnam's acting, I feel like was just amazing.
Yeah, he's definitely become a pretty interesting actor. So.
This is like my dad's two fave actors, and I'm so
really?
sad I didn't think to invite him. Oh my God.
I saw him Weaver Street yesterday. Which, I mean, I'm
How's
there.
that?
Oh, well, he's on the phone. I mean, I usually see him there a lot because I'm there a lot, but
he charges his car there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, anything else?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to like spoil it, but
I think we've given away almost everything. So
well, it's
sorry
a true
about
story.
that.
I mean, you can,
Yeah.
Anyway, but I won't spoil this. Well, okay. So I loved. Obviously, they're very different characters. Charlie Hunnam's and Rami Malek's characters are like as different as can be, and they even So, but I love how you see what drives each of them.
Yeah.
And it explains what ends up happening to each one of them.
Yeah.
And I love how it was just sprinkled through, especially with Rami Malek's character, was just sprinkled through every piece of the movie. And so it made so much sense once you got to the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think there's definitely, it could have been where when they separate at the end, I think it could have been sorry, I mean, it could have been fallen really flat, or it could have been like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Why is he? But I think you
understand.
Maybe a second of doubt, but then you're like, okay, wait, no, I do.
You have to understand.
That, you know?
You go on the journey with the person, you see what they've been through.
Yeah,
and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Gosh. Great movie. 87 stars for
Okay.
sure. At least. Oh my God. Standing ovation. It was so good. Charlie Hunnam. Okay, I'm going to get real for a minute though. This is Chloe's woke corner.
Okay.
So Charlie Hunnam did not accept the role. He really wanted to work with the director, except they all always say that. I feel like Charlie Hunnam had not heard of him, but maybe he had. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway.
No way to tell.
No way to tell. Anyway. So, but he turned down the role, and it went to like, Charlie Hunnam said like, an A-list. I feel like it might have been Fassy, just because it would fit, but you never know.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah, I mean, throwback to Hunger, I guess. He's been through it before, kind of. So,
yeah.
But anyway, I don't know who it was, but my gut says Fassy. Anyway, so he didn't take it. He was like, I'm sorry, I just don't think I'm up for it. Like, I just don't have that. Like, I wish I could do it, but I'm just not sure enough of myself to do it, right? 2 weeks later, he went to meet with his financial advisor. This is a true story. His financial advisor was like, yo, invest all your money in the prison system, which is being privatized in America's along with everywhere else in the world. And it's a huge, at least to me, it's one of the biggest issues in this country.
Right.
Like top 3. Yes, because obviously it's basically like paid labor, and it's the same thing as back then where you can like just up the sentence because you want to and everything like that, right? And it's 100% payoff because they work for free. So anyway, so Charlie Hunnam was like, what the F are you talking about? Bye, you suck. Human rights. So
I'm sure that's exactly what he said.
So he left, and he went and he called the director. He said, I got the fire in my belly. Please let me do it. Please. This is so wrong, and it's still happening today. And he was like, yes. And then here we are.
Good for him.
Oh my God. Tear fall from my eye.
I think one review I read somewhere, and I think it definitely makes sense. He really fits, or he can kind of disappear into a period very well.
Very well.
Like in King Arthur and then
Crimson Peak,
yeah. And so he, and not a lot of people can do that effectively.
True.
Did you see the trailer for Outlaw King?
Yeah.
With Sam, what's his name? Chris Pine. Looks like a cool movie.
It doesn't quite.
But I always see it's Chris Pine. You know. But I'm always up for a medieval warfare movie.
Chris Pine's not going to be in the next Star Trek, apparently.
What's the point then?
Yeah. People were like, they can do it without him. The next director was like, we can do it without him.
People are dumb.
Yeah, I know. He's the guy. What are you talking about? What the heck?
Yeah.
Oy.
So, but yeah, he can definitely do that well, which isn't always an easy thing.
No.
So.
I think he just really cares a lot.
Yeah.
I'm here for him. Oh my God. Gemma's obsessed with him.
Really? I'm surprised she didn't go with you to see this.
She busy. She was at work.
She got engaged. You know, she's got a lot of things.
That's true. A lot of things. She doesn't. Yeah. It's also a fast engagement. So everyone's like, so anybody know what's going on? No? Okay, great. We'll figure it out. Yep. The only thing we've all done so far is dresses, which is the least important thing.
Yeah, it's the big stuff out of the way. You know, the important stuff, you know. That's all you need.
Yeah. But anyway, great movie. I'm upping it.
Yeah.
97 out of
I'll go 4.
97 out of 2 for me. I just loved it to pieces. Gosh, was it good.
Yeah.
And it had everything you want in that kind of movie. Like, it was such a, a hearty movie. Like, just so fulfilling. You know what I mean? Oh, my gosh.
Although one thing at the end, makeup, not so good.
I thought it was great. Really? I said, dang, son.
No, the stuff around the cheeks, I was not
I thought it was really good. Okay, I liked it.
The hair and everything else, but I thought the stuff around the cheeks or the chin was not great.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
Okay.
You know? You should see the original.
Yeah. I mean, at some point I will at least maybe watch some of it.
No, you shouldn't. It's not good.
Really?
It's useless.
Isn't it really long? Isn't it like 3 hours?
Is it?
I think so. I mean, this one's like 2:20, but...
This one's 2:13, Henry?
With credits?
I don't know. That's what it says on IMDb.
Well...
I'm not sure how long that... I don't remember how long that one is.
I think
It's been
long.
a minute, but it's not good. Basically, to age Steve McQueen, it looks like they made him like be a chimney sweep for a day and then didn't let him take a shower.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Obviously, it was a different time, though. But, like, that's another thing, though. In the old one, them playing old is so... It's like when I was in, like, Mary and I were in, like, our little film class in high school together, like, every year. And one time she made a movie called Golden Oldies, which is about some old people going on a treasure hunt. And I was, like, the main old lady, right?
Uh-huh.
And them in their version of Papillon, the original... was like me in that movie. Like, it was not good. Like,
really?
I was talking like this, and I was like hunched over and like, you know how you move.
Is it like Bad Grandpa? The jackass guy? Yeah.
It wasn't great.
Yeah.
So that was just like, I mean, there's so much in that movie that just takes you right out of it. It's like,
yeah.
But But of course, there are a lot of similarities based on the text, which is good that it's very close to that.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
Loved it. I really did. It's crazy.
I'm glad you did.
Man, oh man.
Better than American Animals?
No.
No?
No. But I will watch this more likely than if I was choosing which one to watch on just an evening, I'd probably watch this one.
Really? I'd probably watch American
Animals is very upsetting to me.
It's incredible.
It gave me a panic
very
attack.
upsetting.
Yeah. They're both upsetting.
Oh, one thing
this one definitely should be more upsetting now that I think about it.
Also, one thing that was kind of not a revelation, but kind of shocking was the guillotine. Mm-hmm. It was like, oh, okay, still using that thing.
That's what I said. Oh my god, I was.
Is this the French Revolution
shook.
here?
And the funny thing on the advisory that comes on before the movie, it says brief bad language or whatever they say. It didn't say anything about violence, and I said,
"Really?
Yikes, guys! Yikes!
Ooh,
I think our threshold is needs to be looked at here.
There's just beheadings, stuff like that.
Stuff like that. Oh my god, cutting people's intestines out. But it's not a nasty movie. It's upsetting more on an emotional level.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's some moments where it's like, oh dang.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I guess. Done with that. Hopefully the lawnmower will be done soon.
You know, Charlie Hunnam auditioned to be Thor.
I could see that.
I think he has too much gravity to do it. Like, he does seem like kind of the brooding version of Chris Hemsworth, who does not come off as brooding.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was also, if you remember, he was the original Christian Grey. He was cast as Christian Grey.
Chris Hemsworth?
No, Charlie Hunnam.
Oh.
And he dropped out.
He probably would have been better.
He probably was
Jamie
like...
Dornan is terrible.
So hard on Jamie Dornan.
He's not... besides what's the show? The Fall? Mm-hmm. I have not seen him in anything that's been good.
How much have you seen him in?
I've seen him in a couple movies and then the 50 Shades stuff. And then The Fall. Saw him in that World War II movie.
Oh,
Anthropoid.
Right, with Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
No good?
No, the movie's fine, but he's not great. He's just very flat. Mm-hmm. Anyways.
He's a surprise to everybody.
Yeah, I like him in The Fall, though. So.
Yeah, except, have you seen the whole series?
No.
Don't bother.
Okay.
I was, like, super here for that show, but then it was not a satisfying ending for anybody. Just so you know.
Okay. Well,
don't waste your valuable time.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can move on to our retro review of The Great Escape, and we have a clip for this one too, so take a listen.
We don't necessarily want to interfere. It's just that, well, what sort of blitz were you contemplating?
Well, we sneak out at night to a spot I found near the wire, a blind spot. Then we dig straight down 3 feet, take the dirt, spread it on top so it won't make a pile, and then straight out. Ives here is a tunnel man, so he digs in front, pushes the dirt behind him, and I stash it behind me. Then we just burrow right through the dirt like a couple of moles. And then by dawn, we're under the wire, across the open space, into the woods, and gone.
When do you intend to try this?
When do you intend to try it?
Oh, tonight.
Hiltz, this may not be quite the right time for this sort of thing.
Look, sir, I've been in the bag nearly 3 years now. Bloody close to being wire happy. It's a blitz out for me or forget it. It'll work. I know it will.
Okay, so The Great Escape was released in 1963. Is directed by John Sturges. Stars Steve McQueen, James Garner, Richard Attenborough, James Donald, Charles Bronson, Donald Pleasance, James Coburn, David McCallum. That's about it, I think. And the synopsis is Allied prisoners of war planned for several hundred of their number to escape from a German camp during World War II. So this one, I guess, is kind of considered to be one of the
It's a classic.
early kind of classic escape adventure movies, especially since it was a true story as well.
And it was during other wartime, no? Or am I wrong?
What?
Am I stupid? Maybe. Move on. I don't like being wrong, so I'm not going to finish the thought.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I think it's a fun movie. I mean, it's definitely had a kind of been inspired a lot of other movies, even like War for the Planet of the Apes. Last year, there was some Great Escape influences in there, and
also the 19 documentaries about the Great Escape.
Yeah.
Movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's a pretty interesting movie to watch, especially with all the different escape sequences. And I think the kind of ensemble cast is very good together as well. Mm-hmm. I think one big issue is I think it is way too long. It does not need to be 3 hours.
Pretty long. It's pretty long.
Because there's a moment where there is the escape, but then there's like a 30-minute kind of almost resolution of where certain characters end up, which I don't think you really needed. I mean, especially since you're already like 2 hours in, you don't need another 50 to see where everything ties up. Although the motorcycle stuff with Steve McQueen is cool.
Stupid. It got a lot of flack when it came out for that.
Well, that doesn't mean it's not fun to watch.
I'm just saying.
And otherwise I enjoy the movie. It definitely has that kind of classical style to it, and this score is that very, I don't know, what do you call it, military cadence type score, which is fun. And there's nothing, I guess it's also for the time, but there's nothing too grim in it. It's very watchable for the most part.
Definitely.
You know, and also it's really all practical effects, which is cool. A lot of the different.
Always love that.
Yeah. So.
As was what's it called, more or less?
Papillon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They built all that stuff. Yeah. Like in this one, they rebuilt they went to Germany and they rebuilt the entire camp or whatever.
Oh, did they?
They were going to do it in LA, and then LA was like, you're not allowed to have
a prison camp.
Yeah, maybe that was why. Maybe they didn't want a prison camp.
Yeah.
But they got I feel like his name was Willie, but it probably wasn't.
Let's go with Willie.
Is it? You don't know.
I don't know. Let's go with that.
Well, it's the guy that the tunnel guy was based off of.
Right.
He was their on-set consultant.
Oh.
He was an insurance man in Canada at that point, but they called him up and they were like, yo, can you come help us? And he was like, okay. So they went to Germany, and he was their consultant on set.
Yeah.
So there you go. It was pretty accurate. Apparently, it was very accurate.
Yeah. I mean, it seems so. There's nothing that seemed too outlandish.
Yeah.
Even though it is kind of it's crazy to see what these guys actually did, you know. But yeah, and I don't love Steve McQueen, but I think he's
That wasn't even me.
I think he's at least a good presence, and I think the rest of the cast kind of complements him well, or you know. So
It's good acting.
Yeah.
Strong.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just there are times where I'm checking my watch,
Yeah.
like, all right, let's wrap this up.
But I think you're kind of supposed to in a movie. Well, not supposed to, but I don't know how to phrase this. Like, I watched this on TCM with my grandfather, who was giving me so many tidbits because, you know, he was a colonel in
Right.
World War II and everything. So it, like, made it more interesting. It was like a personal commentary.
Oh, that's interesting.
But, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that made it go faster, but I'd see what you, like, if I hadn't had, plus now it's, you know, like, a little golden memory and stuff. But
Right.
I see how it could be, probably is too long.
Yeah, to those unaffiliated with.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one thing I do love about the escape movies like this, and I mean it's kind of similar to Escape from Alcatraz, and then also with Papillon, is like the really close calls they get to being discovered. I love that stuff.
And then when they do too, it's like, oh god.
Yeah, and so I think this movie definitely has that as well.
It's a little more comic.
Oh yeah,
in this one for
yeah.
sure. Like when they go back into the, what's it called? I want to call it the cooler. I was gonna say cocoon. The cooler, and they're all muddy and stuff.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, there's no guillotine in this one.
No guillotines. Too bad. Well, apparently the kind of like worst of the Gestapo were sent to do this job. Like the least mean and the least capable were sent to watch the prisoner camps.
Huh.
Because like when I was thinking back about it, I was like, it probably wasn't like that. Like they probably weren't so amenable.
Yeah.
You know, not that they were, but comparable to the other ones.
Yeah.
Certainly, they weren't like going around killing people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they, too much.
Well,
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But apparently, that was like relatively realistic. Like they were very easy to like bribe and talk to. And
I mean, because I know there's some. Well, I guess it's more concentration camps. There was like specific Nazi groups or soldiers that were like really trained, like that more elite trained for those camps.
Yeah, exactly.
But then I guess
as you'd have to be
for these. I
but
guess
the prisoner of war camp, they were. That's why I'm saying they like sent their worst to be.
Yeah, like here, go watch these guys. You know?
Yeah, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. Don't let them get on a motorcycle.
Right. Don't let them dig ridiculous tunnels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy. But it is kind of cool though, because a lot of it, like, it's almost all true. Like,
Yeah.
they did sew their clothes differently, and they stole the officers' like passports and stuff, and all that stuff, which is pretty neat. It's crazy,
Yeah.
you know. So a lot of it is pretty accurate as well as being accessible. I'm
Yeah.
sure they weren't in such a fun mood while they were doing it, because they were like, I don't want to die.
Yeah.
And I don't want anyone else to die. But, overall,
They didn't have fun music playing while they were.
they
escaping.
might have. You
They
never know.
You never know. Using a Walkman.
Yeah, yeah. They invented enough other stuff. Who knows?
Yeah.
But-
One thing with Papillon is I thought the steam on the ship was an interesting kind of defense mechanism.
Here for it.
Yeah, where they sprayed hot steam and on the inmates, which
Love
is
it.
cool. But yeah, I think some of the stuff after they get out is fun to watch, but it's not.
It definitely dragged at the end.
Definitely.
Which is like the worst.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, God.
Which I'm glad that Papillon did not do that.
Papillon had a wonderful
It had-
little ending.
it's-
Oh, my God.
Because it easily could have gone. I was like, oh God, do we need to see him?
I
kind of
cried.
Get back with his, all these things, but it's just kind of one or two scenes, so it's good.
I cried.
Although the thing is, they never. I guess maybe he never found out. But I wish
Life
they,
isn't perfect. Are you talking about the girlfriend?
No. I wish they could have showed what happened to Rami Malek's character. Even though I'm guessing he just died there, but I just
Why are you so spoilery right now?
I don't know. because we've already said
God.
30 things about the movie. I just wish they could have.
Nothing else happened. He lived on that freaking island.
Well, I was like,
how would Papillon know what happened? He didn't like go back on vacay to be like,
well, maybe he should have.
How are you doing on this godforsaken island?
Yeah.
That no one can actually access.
If he made it all the way back, he could go back, get a,
He was still wanted. Oh my word! I think it was fine the way it was. I liked it.
I know, but I just.
The movie's called Papillon. It's not called Rami Malek.
If only.
Degas. That'd be confusing.
Yeah. So, yeah, but it's a cool movie, and it definitely has had some influence on others.
Oh, a lot. Like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really like Escape from Alcatraz, which you seen that one? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a really cool escape movie.
Yeah.
And another true story as well. Mm-hmm. So.
But yeah, and this one, I don't remember what I was gonna say, but I'll give you a fact because I can't remember what I was gonna say. You want a fact?
Sure.
So, by the time, basically, of the tunnel digging, the Americans had been separated, sent to a different camp than everyone else, because they were going to be released on a much earlier date. But they kept the Americans in this movie for a kind of crowd appeal.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Isn't it? Because
Yeah.
basically Steve McQueen would have been like the first quarter of the movie and then gone.
Yeah.
But they were like, can't do that. It's not cool.
Right.
So they kept them all together. But yeah.
And also another true story of World War II is the Great Raid with James Franco, which is about the Japanese. I mean, it's kind of on both ends where.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, really? I thought some James Franco fan you are.
I know. Francophile.
Yeah. Yeah, so
that's when you really like France, which I also do. So it works on both levels.
Yeah, double meaning. But yeah, that's another cool World War II kind of escape.
When was that?
It was in Japan. I'm not sure what year, but it was the
movie.
2009, 2008.
Really slipped by me.
Something like that. I mean, it's a pretty small movie, but interesting film. So,
have you seen My Boy Jack with Danny Rad?
No.
That's a good movie.
When did that come out?
When I was in middle school, probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So mid Harry Potter time.
No, late-ish.
Late-ish.
Yeah, mid to late Harry Potter time.
Yeah. Was he in anything like when, like in the first like 4 or 5 films? Was he in anything else at the time, or was it just Harry Potter?
The first thing I think he did, I could be wrong, could definitely be wrong, but I think one of the first things he did during Harry Potter was Equus, which is quite a. I'm surprised they let him do that.
Okay.
Because he was naked in front of everybody.
Oh, that play?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember there's that controversy about all that.
And
yeah.
I think he was 17 in that, or 16.
Yikes.
They have a different
it was a different
system
time.
over there. No, they have a lower, their age over there is 16
Yeah.
all things. But not all things, but anyway.
All things.
But no, he was in My Boy Jack, which was probably around that time. And he was in stuff before Harry Potter. But, oh my God, terrible. I don't know how I didn't know this. You know how I was gushing about Gemma Chan and Jack Whitehall? I'm a terrible fan. They broke up, and I'm really upset. And now she's dating Dominic Cooper. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Oh my God, I'm really upset about it.
I'm upset.
Well, it made me think of it was Jack Whitehall was in like top 5 to be Harry Potter, so that almost happened.
I saw that Doctor Who guy's gonna be in Star Wars.
That's on my list for news.
Sorry.
Henry. Well, he didn't say his name, so the suspense is still here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure no one will know who I'm talking
There's
about.
3 credible people who it could be.
Fair enough.
So, there.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Great Escape.
Now I'm mad.
All right. Anything else about the
Great
movie?
Escape. Oh yeah, it had the similar kind of thing to Dunkirk, where they had all the people who were. Didn't they do that at Dunkirk? They showed it to a bunch of veterans. Did that not happen? Did I make that up?
Yeah. Oh no, they did do that with
Yeah.
Dunkirk. Well, I think they did that with a good few movies, like Saving Private Ryan. They may have done that.
Well, I'm just saying they did that with Great Escape too, and people really
Well, that's
liked
good.
it.
Well, yeah. Well, I know that when some veterans saw Saving Private Ryan, they actually had to like leave the theater because it was too real. At least that opening scene. So, but I know. Yeah,
I know. I'm surprised that didn't happen in Dunkirk too, with all the sounds and everything. It might have.
Yeah, maybe. But I know Christopher Nolan definitely was like worried before they played it for veterans, which of course anyone would be.
Right.
So, but he nailed it. You know, or at least as far as I can see.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
More Harry Styles.
Yeah.
I'm only saying that because I miss Braden.
Yeah.
Braden thinks I want to marry Harry Styles.
Yeah, I don't know why he always brings up Harry Styles with you. You never really talk about him, but
No, I don't. I really, really don't.
that's odd, yeah.
I have next to no affinity for Harry Styles.
Yeah.
But okay.
Oh, well.
There's definitely other people higher on the list.
Yeah, maybe that begs questions about Braden. You know, he's
That's what I'm
crushing
saying.
on Harry Styles. You know,
You never know.
yeah. But yeah, it's an entertaining movie, and definitely, I guess, it's deserving of its status. For
Yeah.
what it's, so
I mean, for both of these movies, I think one of the fun things about movies is that it brings you into this little world and you can explore it more and more given the opportunity. So like with this, you can watch some of the documentaries about the real people and see how they made the movie and everything, which is very neat to do. And like, I want to read the book for Papillon now. And there we go.
Papillon?
Did I say it wrong?
I think you said Papillon.
No, I did not.
That sounds like a dog movie.
It does. Like Dog Days.
Yeah,
In a theater near you soon.
I'd watch that. Papillon.
Yeah. Papillon.
A little parody.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about Dog Days because Adam Padley's in it and I really like him. He's like America's Jack Whitehall.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
And Finn Wolfhard's in it and Vanessa Hudgens and one of those two girls who look exactly the same. It might be Nina Dobrev or the other one I don't know the name of. And then some older people are in it too, I think. You know what I'm talking about though?
No.
You don't?
I don't think so.
Dog Days?
I don't think so.
Oh my God. All right. Well, let me break it down.
Please do.
It's like, you remember when I think it was like my freshman or sophomore year of high school, and you were in high school too, when there was like Valentine's Day and like Mother's Day. And
gross.
Like, actually, I think Jack Whitehall was in Mother's Day. Is that the one? Anyway. But anyway, you know, when all those, and like New Year's Eve, like all those like ensemble stupid
classic
things.
movies.
Yeah, so this is like that, but with dogs.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah, Mother's Day. What a brilliant film.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Even though Jack Whitehall was in it.
I heard it got like a 3%.
I'm not here for Julia Roberts.
I'm not crazy about her.
She has a new HBO show coming out.
Does she?
Yeah, but I'm not here for her, so I'm not going to watch it.
I mean,
probably.
I liked her in a couple things. I liked her in the Oceans trilogy. You know? But and then I liked her in that adaptation of the play, that House movie with Meryl Streep.
Oh, August Osage County?
Right. I liked her in that.
I never saw that, but I saw the
Pretty
play.
good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So, okay.
That was a big cast.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. All right, well, it's a 4 for me, I think.
Yeah, I'll stick with that.
Yeah. Yeah, so. Okay, well, I guess we can, with that done, we can move on to some news. There's not a whole lot.
Correct.
But, I mean, I guess we can talk about True Detective. There was the season 3 trailer with Mahershala Ali starring. Who else?
I think he's on his own.
Oh, okay. But
that's about it.
I mean, we've definitely talked about the show a good bit on here.
Because we love season 1.
And I like season... People always crap on season 2. I liked season 2. Season 1 is like one of the best seasons of a television show I've ever seen.
Ever.
But, of course, and then season 2, I think it's good, but it's just nowhere near the original.
Yeah. And I'm blanking on his name, but I love I've like read all his books and...
Oh, yeah. The creator. Nick...
Yeah. I got that far as well. Yeah, Nick Pizzolatto.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
An interesting writer, for sure. And so, yeah, this one just kind of... It's another anthology season like the other two.
It looks like it's more of a throwback to season 1, though.
Yeah, which is... It's not surprising considering how
season
both
2
were
down.
received, yeah. So, I mean, I'm up for more, of course, especially with him doing it. Because there's a while where he had dropped off, and he came back, and so it's good. I probably wouldn't have much interest if he wasn't at least involved somehow.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He taught at UNC for a little bit.
Really? Mm-hmm. Cool. So yeah, I mean, I think it looks good. I of course, who knows though? I don't know.
Yeah, but I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
But it is interesting they're going for a one-man show in this one.
Yeah, because usually it's at least partners.
A duo.
But, yeah.
But
Or
we'll
who
see.
knows? Maybe they're just hiding secret partner.
Hiding Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It was going to be Christian Bale and freaking Amy Adams, and I'd be so here for that. My God.
That would have been good.
That would have been so...
I guess you had to do Sharp Objects. Right?
Mm-hmm. That was a couple years later, but...
Oh, really?
Show's good. Kayla and I haven't finished it yet. We have 2 episodes left.
Yeah, I do really want to watch it. I just don't have HBO, so...
Oh, you can have mine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to watch it, so it's... Especially since it's done by Jean-Pierre...
You getting there.
And actually, I rewatched Dallas Buyers Club, which I'll talk about.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Valet.
Yeah.
Jean-Marc Valet.
Yes.
He's huge right now.
Yeah.
He's having a moment.
Yeah.
They're eyeing him for the next Bond movie, too.
I know Edgar Wright was also in...
Yeah, in the
So,
running.
Yeah, I think I would... I don't know. I like Baby Driver. I think I would prefer... But at least between them, I would probably prefer Valet.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I feel like Edgar Wright can get dark a lot easier than Valet can get light. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Good point.
We'll see. Mm-hmm. But...
Wait, any other news?
Yes, of course.
Go for it.
Okay. Matt Smith is going to be in Star Wars, like a big part. Did you see the trailer for Volux? VAX or VOX?
Is that
LUX? I can't remember.
Is that the Natalie Portman?
Yeah, Natalie Portman,
know
Jude
there's
Law movie.
I didn't know there was a trailer. I thought it was just
It's
an
a
image.
teaser trailer.
Oh, no, I didn't.
It's just her walking around from behind.
Sounds thrilling.
Did I say trailer? Well, she's playing a pop star, and half of it takes place in like 66, and the other half takes place like now or something. I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. But it's like time is split in half,
Right.
which is kind of good luck with that. I believe in you.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin has been cast as Joaquin Phoenix's father,
Yep.
even though they're the same age.
And Joker.
But if it's in, oh, the Joker's dad. I was thinking Batman's dad, or is he Batman's dad? Anyway, he's in it. Maybe he is Batman's dad.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll find out. Neil Simon died. That's sad.
Yeah. That all you got?
No. Tom Holland wants Tobey Maguire to play Uncle Ben. LOL.
Oh, don't do that, please.
Trolling.
Tom Holland is not.
They're trying to make the first superhero movie starring a plus-size woman
Which movie?
called Faith Herbert. I don't know. I know nothing about.
Not the best name.
It's already a comic book thing. I don't know
Doesn't
anything
matter.
about comic
Not
books.
a great name.
All right. Are any of the superheroes? They don't have very good names.
I don't know, but that just sounds
Peter Parker's
silly.
the only good one.
Wait, is that the character's superhero name or just a person's name?
The person's name.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know the superhero's
Okay,
name. I
that's-
don't think
that's
it
one
said
thing.
it. What is this? Oh, Ready Player One has sequels.
Really? Cool.
All the cast signed contracts for sequels.
Is Spielberg on board?
I guess.
if
Who
not-
else would do it?
A lot of people.
No, it's gotta be Spielberg.
Yeah.
Maybe not. He gets tired real quick. He gets like bored.
He's old, you know.
He gets bored though. I feel like he moves on. I feel like he keeps it moving.
Well, he has
maybe he will pass it along.
He has like 4 projects lined up, so I don't know
Yeah.
if he'll do it. So.
Death Note 2 is the thing.
Oh, gross. First one was not good at all.
They're bringing Roseanne back, but they're killing Roseanne,
Killing her off.
which is pretty funny.
Yep, thank goodness.
That's what you get
Yeah, seriously.
for being a racist
Mm-hmm.
or something. I don't remember exactly what she was, but it was bad.
A lot of
It
things.
was racist, right? Yeah, I think so.
And yeah.
I mean, amongst other issues.
Yeah.
But that's enough. Greg Kinnear is taking over in House of Cards. I'm here for it.
Oh, is Kevin Spacey's character?
No, but he's the new
The new guy in it.
new guy
Okay.
on the scene.
I'm in
like
for
when
that.
Charlie. I hope it doesn't go that way when Charlie Sheen took over for Michael J. Fox, because I stopped watching that show and that was too bad. The rerun to that show. I'm not old, but you
Yeah.
know Spin City.
No.
What?
Sorry.
You don't know Spin City? It's a classic.
Nope.
Oh my Michael J. Fox was the main character, and then during the thing, he got Parkinson's, and he had to step down, and Charlie Sheen took over, and it went to crap.
That's not surprising.
No, it's not. Oh, big one for moi, except not really, because I've already seen it, because I couldn't wait, so I watched it on terrible quality on Daily Motion, but I'll probably watch it again in good quality. But the new season of Great British Bake Off is now on Netflix with Noel Fielding, who I'm obsessed with.
Nice.
Have you seen the IT Crowd, right? He's Richmond.
No, I haven't.
Where's Braden? I'm so upset.
I don't watch TV.
Well, Sandy talks. Well, I only watch, as you know, a majority of what I watch is British TV. Mm-hmm. Everywhere I can find it.
Yeah.
So there's a comedian.
You're like my mother.
Yeah. So Sandy Talks feeds in it, and Noel Fielding. They're the new hosts. And then this other lady who I don't know because she's like a baker, and I don't know bakers, but she's in it too. So the only one left is Paul Hollywood. There was like a whole ordeal with like blah, 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 and they sold it, blah, blah. So I love me some Sue Perkins. I love me some Mel, but like, you know, it's going to happen. And it did. And it's still good because I love Noel Fielding.
All right.
I love British things.
I can tell.
That's even like this week has been like a long week for me. What is today? Okay. The
Wednesday.
last 7 days we'll go with that. Or the last year, I don't know, whatever you want to say. So anyway,
I feel that
my
been a long
headphones
week.
are falling off too.
It's been a lot. Yeah,
my head just shrunk. Apparently,
it's been a long week.
Yeah,
so.
but so anyway, so I was watching one of my favorite panel shows, British panel shows. It's called The Last Leg with Adam Hills. Rewatching it. The issue is, and I love it because they talk about the things I care about, and they're funny. However, it is a like a news panel show. So I've been just like watching anything I can find. Right. Which is like, so right now I've just gone to like, they're beginning to think that the Russians might have had something to do with the election. Like I'm pretty far, like I'm 2017.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot more to cover.
I know. So it's kind of a weird thing to watch though, but you take what you can get. Yeah. You know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I finally saw my episode of QI, which is very exciting.
You gotta say that for the picks of the week.
What? My episode of QI?
What you've been watching?
That doesn't count.
Okay.
Who's gonna go on YouTube like me and be a freak and watch The Last Leg with Adam Hills from 2016?
Who knows?
Nobody.
There may be another Chloe out there.
Aw. Please find me.
You know? One of our listeners. You never know.
Well, then they'll already have seen it.
That's true.
But anyway.
Cool.
Oh, and I have a review from my trusty sidekick Connor because he saw a movie that neither of us saw. So I have a little, you know how I have little snippets from him sometimes?
Yeah, our friend of the show, Connor.
Yeah, so his review for The Happy Time Murders.
Heard great things.
Is equal parts amusing and disturbing. Too bad to be good, but too good to be bad. All in all, a movie you should go ahead and pay $5 for, but not $12.
Well put, Connor. Well put.
And then parentheses, for some reason, he felt the need to add, we went early on Saturday, and apparently the tickets then are $5. Def doing that again. LOLOL. Close parentheses.
Good. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of hopeful for that movie because it could have been fun, but I just heard it does nothing with the concept, you know. So
look nasty.
No, I'm okay with that, but it's yeah. I mean, if it's funny, it's funny, but I've heard it's really, really unfunny. So oh well. And also Melissa McCarthy.
I love Melissa McCarthy.
I like her, but it just picks so many terrible movies.
True.
So.
But Spy is the best movie of all time.
It's good. When I watched it, I was surprised how much I liked it. So.
Why were you surprised?
It just looked. It's like a generic.
Because it was women.
Exactly. Yeah. That's my least favorite part about the movie. But no, I mean it was just kind of a mainstream comedy, you know. Like this, I could have gone into.
It's hilarious.
It is.
Anyway.
So, yeah. Bullet dodge.
What is this? You should like this. What is this? We don't know.
I don't know. I'm lost, but. All right, well, I guess that's about all the news we got. Not much, but something at least. So I guess we can just move on to our listener questions. So the Filmbuds podcast at gmail.com is the address that you can reach us at, and also on Twitter at Filmbuds and on Facebook.
And please rate us.
Yeah, and rate us and if you're
comment.
Yeah, and if you're a new listener or older one, just feel free to just send us anything you like, questions, comments, whatever. So we have one other, but I guess, Chloe, do you want to have your dad's first? Or should we do this?
Sure.
Yeah, so we have one from Chloe's father, who's, I guess, had a voice, what a little cameo on the show a few weeks ago. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
he wants to be on it so desperately.
I'm
maybe
sure
next week.
Yeah,
he's a lot, but in a good way. People love him.
Yeah, he's cool. I always like seeing him, but
full of stories.
He is. Yeah. He always has interesting things. So yeah, this one's from Gary. So it's a little long, so stay with me here. But I guess people are used to that at this point. So, greetings, film buds. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "A foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds." Well,
let me read it.
That'd be great if that was just a question.
Yeah. Why is your mind so little?
Yeah, so Chloe's going to finish it.
My favorite filmed inconsistency occurred weekly in the opening credits of a TV show I liked when I was a kid. What? Oh. We only received one TV station, so we had limited choices. That's in parentheses. Sorry.
Okay.
The show was called Daniel Boone, which I've heard so much about in the course of my life. That's me. Sorry.
Okay.
Side note. Anyway, back to him. Here, I'll do a voice you can tell when I'm commenting.
Okay.
Showed from 1964 to 1970 and starred Fess Parker. The cringeworthy problem was that in the opening credits, Daniel is stalking near a river and overhead are two clear sets of contrails from jet planes. Because Daniel Boone,
Right. Wait, in which movie?
It's the TV show Daniel Boone.
Oh, never saw it.
Really?
No.
Oh, all right. What are your obviously the point there is that airplanes did not exist in the time
Correct.
of Daniel Boone.
Right.
What are your favorite anachronisms or other awkward inconsistencies caught on film? Cast on steadfastly, potting film. No, cast on steadfastly, potting film. I don't know how to say that well. Cast on steadfastly, potting film buds. Cast on steadfastly. Oh, cast on steadfastly, potting film buds.
Okay.
I probably would have added a comma, Dr. Strauss, but fine.
Well, thanks for the question.
He said, "Ciao, Dr. Strauss."
Well, thanks. As always, I'll always appreciate it.
I know mine, but I don't know why it is mine. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Do you know yours?
Just like kind of, I mean, I don't have a ton. I mean, you go
Mine
first.
just like comes right to mind, and I don't know why it's there,
mine
but
doesn't.
it's a big deal.
Okay.
In Harry Potter, I think the point is I never remember which Harry Potter it happens in. It happens somewhere between 3 and 6, but I don't know. I never remember where it falls. But at one point, Harry goes to sleep and he wakes up in a different shirt, and I'm like obsessed with it, and I don't know why. Yeah.
Huh. I mean, there's with one. I mean, there's definitely a lot in the Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm. There are a lot in Harry Potter too.
Yeah,
you see boom mics and stuff.
Yeah, there's in Lord of the Rings, especially since I've seen those movies so many times now. But there's one where in the Battle of Helm's Deep in the Two Towers, there's a scene where this elf is shooting an arrow at a nearby Urukai, and
elves don't even exist.
God, don't even get me started. No, but no, he pulls the string back on his bow and shoots an arrow, but there's no arrow in the and the guy falls and dies.
Dang, son.
Yeah.
What the? You know, my dad is like an expert archer.
Really?
I mean,
that doesn't surprise me.
My creationist biology teacher, who I've discussed before on here, because she's a creationist biology teacher, and like, what are you kind of oxymoronical life are you living here? But anyway.
Yeah, and then there's also one in the.
That was a comma. That was not the whole story.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
No, keep going.
She's an Olympic. She to this day, as an elderly woman, is an Olympic archer. What the heck? Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah.
Go ahead now.
No, but and there's another one in the Two Towers where the Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli are all surrounded by the Riders of Rohan, and they have the conversation, and then Éomer, the leader of that group, gets back on his horse and starts to ride away, and his sword is almost entirely out of his sheath as he's riding away. So it's like way obvious.
Everybody.
Yeah, obviously out. But I mean, it's fun, like fun stuff like that to see. But
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I would definitely need to like go back and then like read about Goofs. I usually am not perceptive enough unless it's super obvious that there's a mistake. But Yeah.
The ones I most dislike, I don't know if these count, but I will say I don't like it when movies use songs that have come out close to, but definitely after the time period. Mm-hmm. That's like a personal issue, I think. You know what I mean? Not like if it was on the radio, that'd be really annoying. But I just mean like as a soundtrack, like it still bothers me if it's like the movie set in 1962 and the song came out in 1964. That really bothers me.
Okay.
That doesn't really count, but just in case you were wondering.
Yeah. Also one. I mean, it became widely known, so I guess that's probably why I noticed. But the fake baby in American Sniper.
Yeah.
That was pretty brutal
pretty bad.
and really obvious.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was unfortunate.
Like Cardi B at the VMAs.
Exactly.
She's like, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh.
I didn't watch the VMAs.
Me neither. I still know about it. Move on.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's many others that come to mind that are that funny, but I mean, it's if y'all have any good ones, let us know. You know, send us emails or tweets or whatever.
Even things that we've said wrong. There's a long list.
Yeah.
Very lengthy.
Yeah, I mean, we've had people correct me before, so.
Yeah. I get stuff wrong too.
But I don't know if many people have sent emails. And
they wouldn't dare.
Yeah, probably not. No, but there's that guy a few weeks ago about me with Gareth Edwards saying like Alex or something or Garth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, thanks, Gary. And so the other one we have, wait, where is it? So this one is from Eileen.
Come on.
So
I bet you've never heard that before, Eileen.
Okay, so she says, "Dear Henry, Chloe, and possibly Braden or Kaylee." You know,
ooh,
Kaylee's part of the show now. So since
sorry, Eileen, it's just the two of us.
Yeah. Since you all frequently discuss favorite movies, I was wondering if you would ever do a top 50 or 100 list on the show sometime soon.
Wow.
Could be some sort of fun roundtable countdown, which I'm sure would allow for plenty of fun discussions and or arguments. Thanks for the wonderful podcast.
Eileen, come on the show. Wow.
She didn't give a location, so I don't know
For
where
heaven's sake.
She could be anywhere in the world, you know.
Well, then never mind.
Yeah.
But maybe.
Well, who knows? Maybe
That's
she's
a great
next door.
idea.
Yeah. I think it would be.
I think you do not know the names of your neighbors?
No. I mean a few, but
They're making fun-shaped trees out there now.
yeah, Chainsaw Chuck
Changing
out there. Yeah, so I mean I think that'd be pretty fun. I mean I already have.
I don't have a top 100 list.
I mean,
I think I could make one pretty easily though.
I mean on Letterboxd I actually have one because it's just fairly easy to
Top 100?
Yeah. And so you can, if you want to, you can just check it out there. But I am always kind of changing it up a little bit when I see new things and all that. But I mean, that'd be fun. I think
we should do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'd probably want to wait until we can get Braden on or Kaylee or whoever.
Kaylee, I don't think she's seen 100 movies.
What about 50?
Yeah.
She can do a top however many she's actually seen.
Okay, she's seen a lot of Spanish-speaking soap operas, so
Perfect.
she can put those on
She can
there.
do a top Spanish soap opera
Perfect.
list. Yeah. So, I mean, that'd be fun. I mean,
or maybe Jacob number 2.
Yeah.
You never know.
No, his list would be pretty interesting.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you'd love it, I'm
if
sure.
I wouldn't know any of the movies.
No, you wouldn't.
Great.
So...
He should come on for The House with the Clock, and we're doing that, right?
when does it come out?
I don't know.
But yeah, sure. I mean,
Cool.
Unless there's, Dunkirk 2 that week, we can do it.
Dunkirk 2.
So...
It's just the whole thing from Kenneth Branagh's perspective. It's part 2.
It's a prequel or something like that. Just it would just show Mark Rylance getting up in the morning and having breakfast and then
Perfect.
Yeah.
And George.
Yeah.
As George. Which usually when I call him George,
Perfect.
he's not George, but he is.
This works out. So
Oh my God.
yeah. So yeah, well thanks Eileen. I think
That's a great suggestion.
Sorry, yeah, we stopped for some leaf blowing. But sorry about that. And so yeah, well we talked in the little pause that maybe as a little tease, Eileen, at least since I already have one prepared, I can at least do like maybe a middle section, a short middle section of my top 100 What should I do? Pick a
56 to 51.
No, pick a different one.
What the heck is wrong with you?
No, I'm trying to pick
64 to 59.
64 to 59. 64. Okay, so Sicario is one.
Okay.
And you said down to what? 49? Mm-hmm. 49. Royal Tenenbaums.
Okay. My cousin's in that. Well, second, whatever she is to me. I don't know.
Okay.
Second, my dad's cousin's daughter. I don't know what that makes her to me.
The Wind Rises.
Okay.
Macbeth, the Michael Fassbender one.
Really?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh.
Domino, love it. And I say, aside from like the top like 15 or so, they're not ranked, so they're just kind of randomly sorted.
Oh. What the heck?
Because I can't.
You said you had a list.
It's top 100.
No,
it's but aside from like top 20 at least, they're not.
Gee whiz, we have some work to do.
I can't rank everything. Jeez, that'll take forever. I mean, it's like how can I judge it? Like what's I would give them all fives. Anyways, not important. Discussion for another day. Mm-hmm. Rango, love Rango.
My airplane movie.
Yeah, Sweeney Todd.
Okay. Who don't like Sweeney Todd?
Yeah, Her, which I love.
Oh boy, problematic.
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, another one of your favorites.
I don't dislike it.
And Prisoners.
Okay.
Spring Breakers, which you haven't seen.
I've still never. Yeah.
Yeah, probably don't watch that one. War of the Worlds.
Okay.
Yeah, fun Spielberg. 7. And Dunkirk.
All right.
And then wait, actually, I think there's
Dunkirk's not in your top 15.
Not of all time, no.
Whoa.
Saving Private Ryan is.
Give us your 15. Give us number 15.
No, that's
number 15.
That's the juice stuff.
Come on.
Wait, number 15.
I sound like the juice stuff. 15.
Oh, you'll love this one. The Social Network.
That is juice stuff, isn't it?
Oh, that's fair point. Good tie-in. Good tie-in. And then I think there's one more in that. And I guess that's it. So yeah.
I really like Lars and the Real Girl.
That would actually
that would be on my list. I had another one that I was thinking of that'd be on my list, but it's
would American Animals be?
Oh heck yeah! What's wrong with you? Of course.
Well, you've seen a lot of movies. I don't know.
That's true, but yeah, I really like American Animals.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Number 100.
How would where would the
like
Harry Potter
Moulin Rouge.
Where would the Harry Potter movies be?
Okay, well Half-Blood Prince is right up there at 99.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, I know it's controversial here. Not here, literally, but just in the world. People don't like Order of the Phoenix, but that's gonna. I
love Order of the Phoenix.
That's gonna be top 20.
Really? Mm-hmm. I respect that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. I also, again, touchy subject. I'm here for Prisoner of Azkaban. A lot of people don't like it.
My favorite.
All right.
Jacob number 1 doesn't like it, but.
Well. Hey, I was gonna say something mean, but we got along really well last time he was here.
Yeah, you did.
So
yeah, hopefully he'll be able to come on soon sometime. Because I think he can only do weekends too, so we'll have to.
Our relationship has really blossomed.
It has, yeah. Over like 2 or 3 times.
At the beginning, it was a little touchy.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, there's a little tease for you, and hopefully sometime soon I can talk to Braden, and maybe we can figure out a day where.
Henry's too busy now.
No, I'll free up some time somewhere.
Okay.
So where everybody can be on, and we'll do a top 50 or top 100, whatever.
Yay.
We'll figure it out.
Probably 50.
Yeah, probably so. So good question, Eileen. Thanks a lot. Mm-hmm. And
will you play us out to come on, Eileen? Is that allowed?
I guess.
Cool. You didn't do the Carters that one time. Still the best album
I mostly forgot.
Really?
So.
Gee willikers, what a good album.
Yeah, so.
Short, but boy, is it sweet.
It's the good stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Well, all right, well, let's just move on to our picks of the week, I guess. And again, the contact stuff is in the show notes if you need that reiterated. So, okay, well.
You go first.
I'll go first because actually I have a good handful of things. So first I rewatched Man on Wire.
All right.
The documentary about Philippe Petit, who was the guy who walked between the Twin Towers on a wire. And it's a really, really great documentary. It's really entertaining.
And then you can watch the JGL version.
Yeah. If you had to pick between Man on Wire and The Walk, pick Man on Wire. But Philippe Petit is such
Picladance.
Yeah, Piglet. That would totally be on my top 100. No, but he's such a great storyteller and really entertaining and charismatic, and also just the footage of him doing all this wire walking in France, and then also when he actually does the Twin Towers walk is just insane to see, and it's so well put together and a really inspiring story. And so that one's on Netflix if you haven't had a chance to check it out or just want to watch just a fun movie, especially since it's a documentary. It still is really entertaining. It's not like one you have to just sit down and like
get through.
Yeah. So then, like I mentioned earlier, I rewatched Dallas Buyers Club, which is also on Netflix, directed by Jean-Pierre Vallée. And this is kind of where Matthew...
That's not his name. Is
No?
it?
I don't know. Is it Jean-Marc Vallée? I don't know. That sounds like the guy from Les Mis. I feel like I'm saying his name. So...
Yeah, Jean-Marc Vallée.
Jean-Marc, okay. And so this one is kind of, I guess, where Matthew McConaughey's McConaissance really started because he got the Oscar for it, right? And so this one's kind of inspired by, but partly based on the true story about a guy in Texas who was diagnosed with HIV and was given a very quick kind of, what would you call it? Lifespan.
Yeah, short.
Yeah. And so, but he ended up kind of fighting the system a little bit and created his own pharmaceutical kind of market or business out of his apartment. And it also stars Jared Leto, who also got the Oscar that year, right? Or no?
No. Did he?
I don't know. Anyways.
He definitely got a nomination.
Yeah.
Did he win? Oh, he might have won.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Anyways, it's really, even though it is a very grim story, it's really entertaining.
Jennifer Garner's in it.
She's good. Yeah.
That's news. She's going to be in a new show on HBO with my fave, D10, David Tennant, also Dr. 10, because he's the 10th Doctor, and I love David Tennant. He was super nice. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Ugh, can't wait.
Yeah, so she's in it as well.
They're camping.
I mean, great. So it's like Leave No Trace. So
Jesus, why are you so rude?
But yeah, Jared Leto and Matthew McConaughey in particular are great in it. I know people give Jared Leto a lot of flack, but I think he's really good in this. And it's just very entertaining. It's very well directed. And I hadn't seen any of this guy's movies beforehand. I guess he hadn't done that much before this. But like almost immediately, you can kind of notice a very distinct style with this.
Yeah, I don't like it, but
really?
It's there.
Oh, I really like it. But yeah, and so it's definitely, I mean, it got pretty good reviews when it came out, but I think it's deserving of at least some of that. So yeah, check that one out on Netflix. And then I rewatched, I was telling Chloe beforehand, the entire Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. I caught Spider-Man 3 on TV.
Oh my God, his name is basically Rami Malek and his identical
twin
names.
Yeah,
oh my God, wow.
So I caught Spider-Man 3 on TV first, and then I was like, oh no, I got to rewatch that.
Oh, you backtracked it?
Yeah, because I just caught the first one. I wasn't planning on this. It's just a wonderful surprise. Yeah, then I rewatched 1 and 2, and they're like, I mean, there are certain flaws, especially with the third one, but the first and second one in particular are just so much better than the majority of the superhero movies that have come out since. Like it's much more heartfelt and emotional and well directed and acted. And the action sequences are great. And the writing, even though it definitely has that Sam Raimi kind of campiness to it, it's funny in a good way.
As opposed to the superhero movies now.
Well, I mean, but campy in a good way. Like it's not just kind of cringeworthy usually.
That's what
but
second one's the best.
Yeah, and I rewatched the second one last night, and I was surprised how well it held up. And there's just so much more emotion in these movies than there are in the majority of the ones that have come out since. And I really like Tobey Maguire, James Franco. I mean, the whole cast is great, really.
Kirsten.
Yeah, she's good, usually. The first one, she's a little, kind of got those dead eyes a little bit, but she kind of, I think the ending scene in Spider-Man 2 is fantastic, where she shows up at his door in the wedding dress. That, just in terms of the writing and the acting, is so good. And then the third one is definitely flawed, but has such
so good,
hilarious moments.
When he punches a lady.
Yeah, like the emo Peter,
it's fun.
Yeah, and yeah, even though it's flawed, it's much more entertaining than a lot of the other movies that have been out since.
Again, it can never be overhyped. When he walks down the street,
no, you
can play any song and it's perfect. The one that just came to mind is the Arthur theme song. Like, anything will be good.
It's pretty incredible.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I love. Topher Grace in the third one, not great, and the character is just not very good. But Sandman is pretty interesting for the most part. Although the
guy from Wings.
Yeah, although the whole tie-in with him actually killing Uncle Ben is just not good. It's way too forced.
A little forced.
Yeah.
A little forced.
But, and I also love, one scene I love that's really kind of iconic is when Peter is ripping off the black suit on the bell tower is so good. And so yeah, check those out if you can, or if you haven't seen them in a while. Much better than, I like Homecoming, but it's much better than the newer ones. So, and then.
Sorry, Andrew.
Oh, and much better than those as well. Yeah. Although those still have a little bit more emotion than I think the Tom Holland one does. But anyways, and then the last thing, it's more of a book reference.
Is it a book?
Or it's a comic book.
All right.
Close enough. So I started reading
You read comic books?
Every once in a while. Not that often. But I started reading the comic book series that Valérian and the City of a Thousand Planets was based off of, which is Valérian and Laureline.
Oh.
And this came out in the 60s, and it's interesting. It became popular before the Star Wars movies came out, and so there's definitely an influence in Star Wars.
Before the books. The Star Wars books.
Star Wars movies. This was like early 60s, and Star Wars was like late 60s.
Right.
And so there's definitely like an influence you can see on, because it's very much a space opera, and it's about these Laureline and Valérian kind of doing various space adventures. But it was originally published in France, and
where all the best stuff comes from. Look at my shirt.
Oh yeah, and
nothing for the audience. I've worn a French themed shirt 3 days in a row now.
Really?
Not intentionally. I
don't know if I have many of those.
Well, I like France a lot.
Yeah, I know, it's great. But yeah, it's a really cool. I think they did the final issue just a couple years ago, so it's been going on a long time.
Wow.
And so there's a lot more to read, but it's very entertaining, just kind of fun, kind of sci-fi, but it's very well designed, very well written. And you can definitely see, especially considering when it came out, what influence it's had since. And also with Luc Besson, who did the movie of Valérian, also did The Fifth Element, and there's definitely a lot of influence from Valérian, the comic books, on that movie too.
Interesting.
And so, yeah, it's a cool series. So you can check that out at whatever bookstore, or Amazon, whatever.
No Amazon.
I got mine from Amazon. Sorry.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't feel like driving to Barnes & Noble.
Henry, you need to educate yourself.
Sorry.
Oh my God, Henry.
Sorry, man.
Study just came out about. Never mind. Literally just look it up.
Okay. I'll look it up when we finish.
It's like over half of the Amazon employees are on food stamps.
That's unfortunate.
Look it up.
Okay, I'm not perfect,
I know, but it's important.
Okay.
And your mind will change when you really read about it.
I believe you, and I will. I'll read.
And I used to be that way too. I used to get my cat litter on Amazon, and I said, Chloe, what is wrong with you? It is kind of annoying to go out and drive to get cat litter.
Darn
but
it,
it's
leaf blower.
worth it. It's worth it.
So, Chloe, any stuff for you? That was all for me, I think.
Yes, I rewatched GameFace, which is it's on Hulu. And it's only 6 episodes, and it's fun and kind of quirky and kind of meaningful. Very good. Obviously, I rewatched it, so I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I also just started rewatching Crashing, because I ran out of GameFace, and I was like, well, I still want that genre, which is Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Also, it's got the same Irish guy in both, but that's good too. That's on Netflix.
Oh, cool.
And then for some reason, I watched Cruel Intentions because I'd never watched it before, and I was like, everybody loved this movie, and I was like, well, I hate this. I hate every second of this. So, yeah.
Well, it doesn't sound like your type of movie.
No,
just
and
the title.
It's
alone.
not. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I didn't really like it. But I watched the whole thing because I thought it was gonna get better, and the ending, like, kinda, but not really. So I love Sarah Michelle Gellar though, and I love Reese Witherspoon.
Sure.
So that's why I was kind of interested. You know, that was what really drew me in. Ryan Felipe, you're fine. I met him once in Wilmington. Yeah. Anyway.
Of course you did.
I did. I was on the set of his show, and there he was.
Huh.
Yeah. And then, but what I watched that I really liked was The Beautiful Fantastic, and I was surprised with.
What is that?
It's a movie.
Okay.
With the. Let me look up the cast, because the only one I can think of is Moriarty from Sherlock, but he's not the main character. But it was really good. It was like, it's kind of like Amelie. Like, it's that kind of. Yes, it definitely made me feel good inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was my kind of movie. It was like just a pleasant slice of life, semi. Did I spell beautiful wrong? What is happening? Is this just a really unpopular movie, so it's not coming up on IMDb?
Probably.
Yes, that is what happened. Okay. So it's 2016 by Simon Abowd, who did another movie that I'm super excited to watch. The one I told you about, the Jewel Heist one with Craig Roberts and Imogen Poots and Timothy Spall. So I'm really excited to watch that one. He's also he's Paul McCartney's son-in-law, which was like weird, but that's a side note, obviously. But it's starring Jessica Brown Finley, who was Sybil in.
Oh yeah.
And I couldn't remember her middle. I knew her name was Jessica Finley, but I couldn't remember the middle part. So anyway, and then Jeremy Irvine is in it. I like him.
Okay.
He's the one with like the face. You know what I mean?
I've only seen him in War Horse. I didn't like him in that.
But that was not, was that not a very good movie though, right?
It's okay.
Oh, well, I liked him fine. He wasn't a huge part. Andrew Scott, Moriarty.
Yeah.
Who is always amazing. And he played a sweet role, which is like, thank you. Thank you. You deserve it, boo-boo. Mm-hmm. Play someone that people like. You know what I mean? So people do like Moriarty. It's like a little disconcerting. But anyway, Tom Wilkinson, who's like an OG. And then Anna Chancellor, who's also like an OG. But anyway, so it's really good. Watch it if you like the kind of stuff that I like. You know?
Mm-hmm. Okay, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else. Yeah, I kind of binged Spider-Man, so I was kind of I was preoccupied. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I guess
that's it.
That's about it. That's all we got.
My goodness.
Yeah. So, well, cool. Well, we hope you enjoyed the show. Next week, again, I don't know if there's much out. We'll find something.
Yeah.
But
this was
we're in a lull.
Hidden gem, so
yeah.
You never know.
And so yeah, we'll keep you updated on Facebook and Twitter, and so just make sure to follow us there. And yeah, maybe I don't know when, just depending on people's schedules, when we're gonna do our next recording, just because maybe we can see if we can fit Braden on a certain day. Mm-hmm. You know, but not sure. If not, maybe we can get one of your buddies back.
Yeah.
Which is always fun. So. Or Gary, you know, who knows, you know?
He's my buddy.
Yeah. So.
He's a trip.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You think I'm like blah, blah, blah about not necessarily interesting, but like different random stuff.
Right.
You'll see where I get it from. But he has really good stories. Like he almost punched Robert Redford in the face.
Right on.
Or he did? No, or Robert Redford punched him? I can't remember.
We'll find out next week.
It was in the airport, though.
Huh.
Yeah.
Of all places.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah, well, again,
stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen next week, but we'll figure it out. And yeah, well, as always, Chloe, thank you.
Thank you, Henry.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time. And again, sorry about the noises outside. Wasn't planning on that, but hopefully it won't be too distracting. So, okay. Well.
Yeah, bye.
We'll see you later.